radiator on these Freightliners. So 2012 to 2016, 2017 is pretty much the same. 2018, it's going to be changing quite a bit. But on this model right here, I believe this is 2016, so we're safe. So for all you guys out there with older model Cascadias, you're in for a treat. All right, so the main complaint when this guy came in was low coolant levels. As you can see, yeah, we're a little low. We got some leaks around this truck. One of the leaks is right here. One's coming from the little nipple at the end of the coolant reservoir here. There's a couple others, but for a main one, these radiators, cheap plastic of course, they tend to crack right around the coolant hoses. So, right where the tank meets, they got a little crack right here. So if you put the system under pressure, you'll see it leaking. But it's important to put it under pressure because you don't want it to be a hose and then traveling over and you blame a radiator. The radiator is about $1,300, so you don't want to make that constant mistake. Always pressurize it. Verify. You can't see it, but it's right there. So they'll have a tendency to crack right there. They'll have a tendency to crack along here. So just where the aluminum meets the plastic tank, up top of there. So a couple things to note there. When doing your radiator, you always want to replace these hoses, especially if the truck has 500,000 miles on it or more, because they tend to start disintegrating on the inside. You'll see that once we take it off. But always do the upper, the lower, and I like to just throw in the lower thermostat hose just to get it all new. So with this, it's going to be a little difficult. If you had a hoist or a little cherry picker, it would make this so much easier. I don't have either one of those at the shop, so it's kind of upsetting. So what I'm going to need is a couple of strong guys. We're going to take out this hood, and we're going to throw it outside, and then we'll just work from the inside, take out the CAC, radiator, reservoir, all that good stuff out of the way. You'll see. Let's get to it. So we all know time is money, so I got to make this done as quickly as possible. So let's get to it. Catch on. All right, wiring has got to go, right? We're going to go ahead and take off this wiring. Go ahead and disconnect it from here. Go ahead and disconnect it from the marker and the horn. All right, take it from there and lay it down. After we do the wiring on both sides, right, it's going to be the same. We're going to go ahead and disconnect these shocks and this strap, which is just a half-inch head right there. So we can go ahead and disconnect that and lay that sucker down. This we can leave on here or just lay off to the side, doesn't really matter. Hey, perfect time to replace that bulb. So I do want to take this time to let you know that if the volume does cut out for any reason, it's probably just YouTube. Hearing my music in the background and blocking it out. They love to do that. Okay, wiring is down. Next up, go ahead and remove the bumper. We got 4 bolts on each side. I believe I use 16 for these guys. Wobble. Get that out of the way. Nice and loose. Okay, bumper is gone. Like I said, 4 bolts on each side. Pull it right out. There it is outside. Wait for it. Next up, go ahead and undo that bolt. half-inch head. That way we can take out the shock, take out the strap. All right, I just undid one, right? Got the strap hanging here. I got the hood shock just chilling. With the next one, I'm going to need someone or something to keep the hood raised so it does not go like this. Boom! Because that's going to be very expensive. So let's get someone over here that can undo the other side, and that'll be the last part in taking off the hood. All right, so looking at the front of the hood, at the base, you got one more mount. Same thing, 16 head. Take that off. Once you do this, the whole hood is loose and ready to come off. Now you need some muscle. You're not going to lose them. All right, as you can see here, I got the hood off. This is what it looks like. A giant mess. So, what we're going to work on right now is we're going to get this condenser out of the way. Got a bolt right there, right there. Got my nut right here, right here. I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up. And I'm going to get that to swing over here. Alright, so I went ahead and got the nuts out. I went ahead and got this bracket loose. And the two mounting holes right there. So now,
offer a wide assortment of designer brands and high quality lenses. Because everything we do Lens Crafters is for every site that makes your life special. We offer 50% off lenses with frame purchase. Shop in store and online. Book your annual eye exam now on lenscrafters.com. Lens Crafters, because sight. Eye exams available at the independent doctor of optometry at or next to Lens Crafters. Doctors in some states are employed by Lens Crafters. Offer valid through September 6th. See store associate for details.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet.
now we're going to want to take these out so we don't lose them. Remember where they go. If you don't, that's okay, because it's got markings. It's been there for so long. Penny dandy frame. Alright, so now I'm going to want to undo these, which is just popping these little clips out. Alright, there's some plastic clips that are holding down this rubber, but this is going to be, oh look, we got more, oh shoot, look what came down, damn it. Alright, so like I was saying, get this rubber loose, take this across. We're going to pop these little clips out too. Some people ghetto-fy this and just cut this, that way they don't have to worry about taking it off. But I mean, that is just the wrong thing to do. We don't believe in that here. Whatever happens to the clip, doesn't matter. I like using new ones. That's what it looks like. And with this, we can just pull it out. If you're strong enough. Usually I'm not. So there's another one of these, but even longer. That definitely comes in handy. And there's another one right down there. I can barely see. Get them underneath. Yeah, now it's the same thing on the other side. Come on, muscle man. There we go. Straps kind of chewed up. You got another one nearby? Another one will be handy. All right. Same thing. The other clip is down there. Might have to get it underneath. Okay. Now that the rubbers are loose on both sides, the next thing I'm going to want to do is disconnect the CAC pipe clamp here. Just disconnect the clamp, loosen it up. Right. Take a little screwdriver or pick in there. Just kind of pick it off because it definitely sits in there and it gets stuck, whatever grease they put on there. We're going to do that to both sides, and then we'll be good to unbolt it. 4 bolts. Come over and save the day. Okay, now we got it sitting outside. So I thought there was 2 clips right there. Turns out there was 3. Little bastards, let me tell you. Either way, we're getting new ones. And you can see, after so many miles, this thing gets clogged. Look how deep this sucker sits on there. This thing needed a major blowout and a wash. But either way, it's getting replaced today, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so if I was smart, I would have been draining the coolant the whole time, but kind of slipped my mind. So if I remember this correctly, damn, we are getting rusted. Some humidity out here, crazy. If I remember correctly, it is a 1-inch socket, and that's gonna go on the lower drain to the radiator. You can kind of see that drain right there. So we're just gonna go ahead and turn that counterclockwise. All right, while the radiator is peeing out, I get to move on. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this, which is just a 3/4 socket and wrench. Boom, and get this up and out of the way. Whoop. I can go ahead and, once the coolant's drained a little bit more, disconnect this clamp. I'm gonna go ahead and take off this return hose to my coolant reservoir. If I wanted to, I could take out this coolant reservoir right now and make it easy. It doesn't really matter either way, since it's gonna go bye-bye. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect this. I'm gonna get a brand new fitting, of course, for the new radiator. I'm gonna end up taking these straps off, take off this support arm, right? Take this out of the way. Go ahead and take off my lower surge tank hose here. Go ahead and take off this wiring, clip, snip, snip, all that good stuff. And once that's out of the way, then I can go ahead and focus on fan shroud. All right, as you can see, it's barely coming out drizzling. So I mean, I can wait for it to stop, or I can just continue on. I'm gonna go ahead and let it stop. Rotate it clockwise to stop it. I then go ahead and drain the block. A little nipple right there. I'm gonna attach a hose to it, just down into a pan. That way I can get everything that's stuck in here, stuck by my thermostat, everything. And hopefully the rest of this will come out too. If not, we'll make a mess. Doesn't really matter. All right, here's your update. So I went ahead and disconnected the support. Went ahead and removed the hoses to the coolant reservoir. Remove the wiring. Just kind of drop this guy. Okay. That's gonna leak down nice and good. Went ahead and disconnected these supports. Now I just need to disconnect this coolant hose, upper coolant hose. I can just do this one and that one since I'm taking rid of both. And I'll be ready to unbolt that coolant reservoir. So, I do want to show you guys something. While I was disconnecting this coolant reservoir, right? We got a bolt right here. Boom. We got a nut and washer right here. Boom. Then we got 2 up top. Right? That's it. So sometimes this will happen. And nothing will come loose. The other side, the exact same way. So the bolt is actually spinning the nutsert inside the radiator. So they just get seized up and they spin. If I were trying to save, if I were just, let's just say I was reusing this radiator, I just sent it out for cleaning, I would take a pry bar or a screwdriver and stick it in there, hammer it in there, and try to pop that up while I do that. Let's see if I can do that right now. If I can show you guys. Okay, so what I did was I hammered a pry bar right underneath, and then I would just pry down. If I can use 2 hands. Okay. See, there's a nutsert there just spinning. So that would be one way to take it out. Of course, you would have to get a new nutsert, slightly oversized, and get it to fit in there. But that's one way to get it out. Sucks, right? But happens all the time. Just so you guys can see the kind of problems we're running into. The same thing the other side, and the nutsert stayed. So now we can just take off this coolant reservoir. There it is. We don't need that thing. We're gonna get a new one. Go ahead and remove this clamp. I believe we're getting a new hose. I think they just gave us a new hose anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and replace it. So go ahead and get this out of here. Once all that's drained, go ahead and stop that, and we'll take out the lower radiator hose as well. All right, as you can see, upper radiator hose disconnected. Lower radiator hose disconnected. Got a mess going on. Look at my arm, it's soaking wet too. All right, we're gonna go ahead and undo these 1/2-inch head bolts. Get this pipe off of this radiator mount. What I'd like to do is disconnect the fan shroud. I got a bolt right here, bolt right there, bolt right here. I got a bolt inside right there on the top, and one down below. And I got the same thing on the other side. I like to disconnect those, and then I can pop this off. So this is a 2-piece fan shroud. And that way I don't have to worry about breaking the fan when I do pull that out, and you never know, anything can happen, right? So, like I said, you got a choice. You can either loosen up the fan shroud now and push it forward and get out of the way, not have to worry about it, or just go underneath and unbolt your radiator mounting bolts. I believe it's 15, 16, 10. And just carefully pull it forward and lift it out. Up to you. That's all that's to it. So it definitely helps with these 2 people. Grab another person to help out. Yeah, please.
I'll watch for an hour.
Oh, this is probably the not even enough. Yeah, pick it up. There we go. All right, and there it is. Now, if you want to go ahead and take the fan shroud off, it'd be a hell of a lot easier. Either way, like I said, I like to do it before I take the radiator out, just so it doesn't screw up that fan. You don't want any chance on any of the blades cracking, but either way it works out. All right, so you're looking at the old and the new. Damn expensive. So, go ahead and swap that fan shroud over from there to here. Clean it up if you so do. As for a part number for this little guy, right there. Whew. It's pricey. All right, just take off all these little bolts that are around the fan shroud. All right, a couple things I want to add. This one did not have a transmission cooler attached to it, right? There's no fittings. This new one does, all right? Which is no problem. The truck doesn't have an external trans cooler to it. So the only thing we're gonna do is just leave these here. It's not gonna affect anything. So pretty much universal. The other thing I wanna add is these holes for the fan shroud. There are no threads. You basically make your own threads with whatever screws you got, whatever fits in the hole. So you go to try to line it up, it's just, you're gonna have a little problem with it. It's basically get it set, just drive it in there, and it's good to go. All right, so once you get the fan shroud off and you get to put it back on, I just leave the lower half, I leave the upper half off. That way I don't have any issues with the fan going back on. That way I can set it into place, it'll be fine. So we're missing our rubber flaring thingamajigger up top. So we're talking about 4 bolts, and then we can take that piece off. And that's it, junking. All right, bad boy installed. Cool, now we're ready to set up. So if you ever get confused about which one's up top, hey, you know what, it happens, no judgment here. Just look for the supports. Supports are always up top. And if it's not a giveaway, the studs are on the bottom. Hey, no judgment, right? Now I just want to throw this in there. If the belts are looking old, glazed, worn out, anything, now is your chance to do it. Now is your easy money right there. It's like 2 minutes right there. That's just too easy. A fan hub, clutch, you name it. Hey, I'll do an AC condenser right now. Charging 3 hours, I got it right there. Perfect. All right, now we just need to summon our muscle strength and get it into place. All right, what you're gonna want to do, get the studs, get it lifted up, get it right in place on the original bushings that were there. The new one doesn't come with new ones. I know, it's a damn shame. If they're cracked, go ahead and replace them. Don't even bother. All right, so those are sitting in place. We're gonna get the radiator on them. We're gonna get those other ones underneath of them and screw them down. It's good. Sad story right here. Rip the glove. I don't know if all you guys out there are experiencing the glove shortage as well, but we're gonna have to make these last until there's nothing left. All right, since we got those on there, we can go ahead and get the upper fan shroud put back on here. time being, we'll slap the ticket and line it up. Get to go inside. Let's check it out. Oh, like I said, if you had a hoist, this would make this job so much easier. Or a cherry picker, something. At least then you don't need two people. All right, so then we're gonna bolt it back up with all these little screws. 2 in the top, a couple on the sides. All right, here's a little recap. Everything's bolted down. 2 in the middle, all the way down, 2 on the sides. Now we can go ahead and get supports on here. One on the top. If she doesn't want to work with you, show her your spot. That's how I like it done. Cool. That's one side. Let's go ahead and get the other. Okay, now we just gotta hold it down. So after the supports are on there, I got the grip straps on, I got the hold it down. Now I got this boom ready for it. Hold down. Be ready for it. Just kind of hold this down. And I believe I'm gonna have to get 2 top nuts because the other ones pulled out the threads. So I believe I'm gonna have to get 2 new ones for up here. All right, so here we are looking at it. This sucker's all bolted up. I got the wiring, whoop, not tied up yet, we're getting there. I got the overflow hose. Get this sucker tight, keep this one loose. I got the hoses on there, new clamps of course, because we never want to reuse them. I got new bolts right there. You know what we're ready for? Charge air cooler. And tie that down. See how it's got a bushing behind that bolt? Make sure that stays on there. All right, I think you already know the drill. I'm gonna go ahead and get this on here. We're gonna connect these. We're gonna get these stupid Christmas tree clips right back on there. Same thing on the bottom. All right, so I went ahead and got these clips on. So they can be a real big pain. I'll show you a clip here. What I like to do to make it easy is I'll just take it apart. Right? Go like that. I'll push it in. And then with this guy, sometimes you might have to get a little pry bar or a hammer, just kind of smack it. Sometimes they get a little stuck in there, but that's all they are. All right, next step, I'm almost done. I'm gonna get those bolts back in there, get that condenser on. So I'm gonna pick up these, what the bolts look like so they sit in spot, sit in place. Nice square head bolts. All right, anybody remember where they go? Pretty good guess. Kind of hard to screw up, right? It's like playing CSI over here. Where's the blood trail? Cool. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna swing that out carefully and put that into place. We're gonna get this attached here first. And then we're gonna go ahead and secure the condenser down. Now the reason I say carefully, you don't want to move the wire. The house lines are, even though the original, they are, you gotta be super careful. So, gotta line that up. It's kind of a pain. Hey, but what isn't, right? There's that lower one. Cool. Got it through. Beautiful. All right. That's some bolts. Okay. Keep that nice and loose. I'm gonna go ahead and get to this. Might have a watch a little long for it. It's perfect time to just blow this out. You know, after 100,000 miles, these things are dirty. Alright, now we can bolt everything down. Cool. AC part of the system done. Look at that. Bam. Cool. Next up, looks like we're going to go ahead and do the hoses. We're going to get the lower radiator hose. We're going to do that upper radiator hose. So I do want to show you the inside of the hose if you can kind of see it. So they get a lot of built up crap in there. They start to deteriorate and break apart. That's why I like to go ahead and replace them. Alright, so we're going to start with the radiator hose. I got the cover, which is great for a little bolt catch or cover for your drink if you don't want flies to get in there. Keep in mind, it's going to be hard to go on backwards. So like if you try, you're going to run into some issues. So keep in mind that it only goes on one way, right? Just like that. 2 new clamps because we always agree to using new clamps. hangs in it. Looking good. Looking good. Now to the other side. So the next one's gonna be a little difficult. You're not exactly gonna be able to see it. But we're just gonna go from down below and connect our 90-degree hose, which is right here. Same thing, grease it up. All right, now that I got both the hoses on there, lower and upper, I'm gonna go ahead and bolt down the CAC boots. All right, go ahead and bolt this down on both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and add my lower coolant reservoir hose with 2 new clamps. And at that point, I will be good to go ahead and get the hood on there. That'll be it. Thanks, guys. Okay, first things first, line those up, get that bolted up. Then have someone hold the hood, and we put the straps and the shocks. All right, so we're back. That hood is on, it is bolted up. I got the hood shock going up, I got the straps on, I got it on both sides. Now I gotta get the wiring back in place, put all those fancy clips, connect them, you know the drill. So that, in wrap, is a radiator job. The only thing left I gotta do is put the bumper on, which that's always last in case I got any issues. I gotta fill the coolant, which in this case, I got 12 gallons of new coolant going in there. I'm gonna make this thing fresh and pressure test it. Always important, you gotta pressure test the system in case there's any leaks. Can't stress this enough. Pressure test that system, run the system hot, make sure there's no leaks whatsoever, because so many times people always have comebacks, little hose over here leaking, something small over here, something major down the road. You don't want anything coming back on you, and you don't want to piss anybody off. You want to get this right the first time, and you want to make everybody happy. That's what we do, right? So, that's how we do a radiator job. If you're doing this under warranty, guaranteed, you get 4 hours and under. This is not paying whatsoever. Customer pay just a little bit higher, but no matter what, it's not fun. If you don't have a hoist, if you don't have a cherry picker, it sucks to be you, right? Alright guys, if you guys got any questions about this, let me know. You guys have any other methods? I'd love to hear them. Other than that, stay safe, stay grinding. Catch you on the next one.